Welcome to the Cole and Dre podcast. I'm Cole, and there's no Dre. But it's okay. My man Dre is on set. He's filming his new movie. Congratulations to him. Keep on pushing, my brother. We got a couple of new movies coming out that we're going to be filming too, so it's all good. Today we got a great special guest, man, because I say good and great is different because he's from God's department. One of the few police officers that, I mean, not say that. This is a good police officer. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you guys get a bad rap, man. And, you know, it's good when you have guys that work in the community and, you know, do some positive things in the community and make positive change. So we got Sheldon TheraGood with us today, man. And I'm happy to have you, man. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Well, it's good you're here, man. So to start off, we're going to, you know, my man, y'all know our producer, Lonnie, is, you know, I shouldn't have did that because I'm not, but that's him. He Omega, this man a cap. He made the man go and change his shirt. You know, this is just, even after college, this never stops. This is a lifelong thing with these guys, man, just so y'all know, man. So let's get into this interview, man. God's department. Where did that come from?
You know, God is always, he's always on time. He's always, I call him a miracle worker. It was something that came in my mind I was branding. I was just thinking about something. And I said, you know what, man, that God's department, because it seemed like I shop in his department. You know, whenever I need him, I'm with him. I'm always looking for him. Okay. So that name just came about in my head, and then I just put it on a shirt. Said, you know what, I'm going to make this a brand. I'm going to trademark it. And I just been sporting it ever since.
Been rocking with it.
Yeah.
So I know we were talking off air, and you say you've been with the police department since for 12 years now.
Correct.
And so at what point did the homeless situation come in where you started to, what inspired you to start working with homeless? Because you're with the homeless division of the police department?
Correct.
So
yeah.
Did you start off there, or did you just kind of evolve into that?
So you always got to do a couple of years of patrol before you can just venture off into a regular what they call a Class B division.
Okay.
You got to get that patrol street intelligence first until you can branch out. But I was always a giving back person. I was always a person with compassion.
Okay.
That just something that I was raised with from two great grandparents. My grandmothers was always, you know, giving back to the community. Whether it was in church or my other grandma was catering. Okay. And that's all I saw. So when I joined the police department, I said, you know what, man, I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of the homeless or some type of division where they can just give back to the community. And I would always have clothes on duty while I was on patrol. Uh-huh. And I said, you know, I was just always giving. I had clothes to give people. They asked me for clothes or some shoes. I always carry like some old Nikes or something. You know, I was hooking them up and just bagged it. You know how we always give our clothes to Goodwill or something like that. And I just bagged those clothes and carried it in my patrol trunk and, man, stop at a little camp where they be and just, you know, give them all my clothes.
That's all right. You know what I really like about what he just said is, I mean, not so much what I like everything you said, but I like the joy that comes to your face when you were talking about doing it. It's a giving spirit you have. It's a positive vibe. It's like, you know, this is what you were meant to do. You're happy about doing it, and I think that's a lot. And as I said when I was introducing you, I think a lot of times our police officers get a bad rap based on 2 or 3% of the whole department. That you know, they say one bad apple can ruin the whole bunch, and I don't agree with that, but I kind of agree with it because it's like the media blows up those individual cases and doesn't show the great deeds you guys do on a daily basis. You know, like you, I mean, you've been doing this now for quite some time, and obviously you've been on Deborah Duncan, you've been on a couple of other shows, you've got a best-selling book we'll talk about, and I've never even heard of you, and so that kind of bothers me. Like, you know, when I'm going through your accomplishments, I'm like, wow, I did not know this dude. And I don't think, when I saw that, I'm like, he's not even getting enough credit. So I'm thankful that you came to, you know, spend this time with us and share with our audience.
Appreciate it.
Tell us a little bit about your book, though.
The book is called Whatever It Takes, Walking Through God's Purpose. As you can see, I got God in there.
Yeah.
You know, I can't leave home without God on my side.
Right,
so
right.
it's everywhere. It's God's. It's His work. Basically, man, it all started of me playing. I had a vision. I had a talent of basketball. You know, I wanted to go to the NBA. Every little kid's dream.
Right, that's
wanted, and I played. I was a great talent. You know, I went all the way through college and walked on at Texas Southern University. I had a scholarship for junior college, and I got this injury in my hips. It's called osteoarthritis.
Mm.
So once I got to Texas Southern University, my legs just wouldn't cooperate with me. My joints was stiffened up, and I couldn't move like I wanted to. And I had just certain injuries that I had couldn't deal with, so I got cut. And from that point on, man, I did not know what else to do. So, you know, as a kid, you really think you're gonna make it to the NBA. I mean, that's all that was in my mind. And I told my mom I was gonna buy a house, so that's what all I was focus was on. And then until life started, when I got, didn't make the team, it was like, what else is next?
Right.
So I had to find something else for me to do, and that was really just getting a job.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't give up. I had some mental health things going on mentally because, playing basketball for so long, being great, doing, just going up, elevating until you just like run into a door. And it's like
so interesting what you're saying right here. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I just got through having this conversation with a kid. Actually, his dad called me, and he's telling me to let's talk about real estate. Let's talk about different investment opportunities because he is sold on basketball. And I said, well, I don't see a big problem with that. What I did tell him was, stay true to your dream. And I'm not one for having backup plans. I believe you go all out. But one of the things that we just discussed is it's going to be very difficult for a lot of average kids right now to make it to the league. And if you look at over the past 15, 20 years, how many NBA players and now their sons are coming into the league, that's only going to increase. I got a good friend of mine. He spent almost $100,000 on his son last year in AAU. Wow. And so most people don't make $100,000. So now you have people that are spending this money for private coaching. Mm-hmm. They're traveling all over the country. They went to Brazil to play a team. And if you don't have a kid that's sponsored to do this, the average parents can't afford that. Even if you have both parents in the house, they can't afford that. So that was some of the things that I was explaining to the kid, and just like, hey, you really have to find you an AAU team, if you're going to be serious about this. So I was kind of giving him some game on it. But I think it's also a situation, if you take a look at the league right now, whether it be the NBA or the NFL, you're seeing more and more two-parent kids that come from two-parent homes. So, and yet and still, we're seeing this on a successful level, and I think it's a situation where our culture is promoting polygamy, and independent women all by themselves don't need nobody. And if you take a look at what's really successful, you need a two-parent home. Yeah. It's extremely important.
Absolutely.
But that is just when you said that, I just wanted to throw that out there because that was a conversation I just got done having. But explain to the audience, what do you do as a part of this homeless initiative outside of just feed the homeless? How many times do you go out? What do you guys do exactly? And I'd also like to know, why are these people homeless? You know what? Let me back up. Let's back up, because you said something that I want to address, and I'd like you to address it a little bit more in detail before I go there. Y'all, excuse me. Y'all, I'm still getting this interviewing thing down, but I'm getting kind of good at it. Yeah. But you said that it was a mental health challenge to you because you didn't make it. I have a young man that's dealing with that right now. He's 23 years old and just tried to commit suicide because his whole life has been basketball and he didn't make it. And he said he can't imagine living without playing basketball. And you can still play basketball, you just didn't make it to the league. And he's having a hard time coping with that. So I don't know if I've ever been that well, I do know. I ain't never been that passionate about nothing that I'm struggle with. So touch on that a little bit more, because I think that's something some other kids need to hear.
Well, I mean, with me, I played with older people like my brothers, and his friends was 4 or 5 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I wasn't good at all. I had to, how they say, crawl before you walk.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn. I mean, they was telling me I couldn't play. Had to go all the way home. I was crying, but I was practicing. I stayed like, nah, they ain't finna tell me. I'm finna prove it to them. And I'm just going in the driveway on the street, just dribbling the ball down the street. And then just years later, man, I started improving. I started getting good, and I started just handling the ball really well. Mm-hmm. And then you start picking them now. So now you picking them to play with. I got my brother. Oh, I got them. I was the person that never got picked.
Right.
And then God switched it around. Now I'm picking them. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So now I'm on that side of, like, okay, now life is going in my favor. In school, I'm doing great, and you getting all these accolades. In your mind as a kid, you feel like you gonna make you somebody.
Right.
Nobody can't hold you. You look arrogant. You got the moves and shaking, and then you have a lot of the fans and the audience on your side. So you getting all that, and then all of a sudden, like I said, when you don't have that no more, it can really play effect on you mentally, like it did me, because it's like, what you mean? Like you know what I went through growing up, into not getting picked, crying at home, and just kept practicing and saying that I'm gonna be great, and then I end up being great and getting cut. So, and then I started gonna buy my mama house. So all that is in my mind, and I didn't know that what else is it for me to do. Like, so that kid that's playing ball and putting all his eggs in that one basket for that ball, not knowing what else he has, because that was the only thing he had talent in, or she has talent in. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing they focus in. It's nothing else. So what they say, ball is life. So that's what it was. Mm-hmm. So when I was growing up, you had and1, you had all these other things. That's all. I carried the ball everywhere I went at school. I mean, we used to have, I don't know if y'all used to do it, but if you played ball, you had shorts underneath your pants. Oh, yeah. Cause you was ready to go. You was gonna hoop after school. Oh, that's cool. I ain't got to go home. I can just take my pants off. Yeah. Got the hoop shorts on. I'm ready. So when that happens, you really can't just give up on yourself. This is when that whatever it takes mentality comes in.
Right.
For the book, it just didn't stop there. I had to realize I still had to graduate. I could still make my mama proud by getting a degree. Right. So you have to
get your degree in. I mean, I did
telecommunications at Texas Southern.
Okay. Well, congratulations for still being able to stick with it and pull through on that. My daughter graduated from Texas Southern too.
All right.
So yeah. Wow. So let's go into this homeless thing. Let me ask you this, because there's a new homeless person today than what you saw when you first started. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what do you think? And when I say there's a new homeless person, I think a lot of the homeless people probably 15 years ago were probably primarily drug addicts and things of that nature, and it had a bad stigma to it. Now you have a lot of working people. I won't say a lot. You have working people that are just homeless, and that are looking to get off the street. So tell me, what over that period of time when you started to now, what do you think is the difference? How did this transition to this?
Well, right now we have a lot of resources now. When I started, we had resources, but now we have so many. Okay. If somebody wanted to get off the streets today, just like today, I had got somebody off the streets. All he had to say, he said, Officer TheraGood, man, I'm ready. I'm ready to get into a program. I'm tired of this, man. He's staying on the Southwest. Crack, addicted to K2. He just got tired of it. Mm-hmm. And I asked him a whole bunch of questions, because I understand, even though I don't do that, I understand the homeless situations. I understand what you're going through. I understand everything. I'm in there with you. Yeah. I'm in the mud. I'm sitting on the curb with them. I'm hugging them. They crying on my shoulder. I'm crying too.
Are you doing this in uniform? Or you
in
doing
uniform.
This
it's at work.
Okay.
They don't give me extra for that. This is just because I care. Right. Man, I tell people all the time, I'm one paycheck away. Take my paychecks away. what I'm gonna have to pay my
Wow,
rent.
that's deep.
One
That's
paycheck
deep.
away. We all got to think about that, man. Some people that don't have ownership of businesses and stuff like that. If
Right.
people are getting relying on paychecks, take their paychecks away and see how they last. If of course if they don't have any savings, if they don't have none of that, but just take that away from them and see what happens. So
One paycheck away.
one
Wow.
paycheck away. Um,
I'm gonna stop complaining.
yeah, man, facts.
I'm gonna stop complaining. The reason I say that, man, I've been complaining for 2 weeks. Like, man, I'm gonna tell you, I had a deal, man. This is the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. I was building an apartment complex with a guy, and in 2020 the pandemic came, and so I end up not doing the deal because of the pandemic. So this guy gets a divorce, and his wife gets awarded the company. So when I go to get some money on my land, the wife now is on title, and so now there's something you're dealing with. So yeah, it's a tricky one, but
Wow.
it is what it is,
That's what it is, yeah.
So, but what's the most inspiring story you've had of somebody being homeless, man? Like, do you follow them after that, or?
Yeah, it's a lot of success stories we have. I had a guy that was homeless for 30 years.
Wow.
He used to be right there by the jail, right there on the side, right there on the corner. He used to just chill right there. That was his spot. Get high, and everybody knew him on that corner. So I just tried. I used to always call him Pop, come over there and talk to him, and he never be ready. He never was ready. I think you have to gain trust, and they want to really see if you really care about them or you just talking. So it might have been that one time. All right, another 2 or 3 days. Pop, what's up? I'm checking on you. What's up? What we doing? Oh man, just chilling over here, shooting and stuff, and I might sit there for about 10, 15 minutes talking to Pop. Another week come by. Pop, what's up, man? I got some services. I got some good stuff for you, man. Trying to get you off these streets. Nah, man, I'm good. I'm good right now. T good or whatever. All right, bet that's cool. Now I come back, maybe go, hey, Pop, I got you something, man, because he might ask me for some water, some snacks. So I got him because he asked me, and I knew that's what he wanted. So for some people, it's different. From him, you had to keep on. I think he was testing to see how many times this officer or this person gonna keep coming and ask me until he just was ready, and say, I tried a program that you have. And not only that, I got in touch with his brother, which was able to come and see. He ain't seen his brother in years, which he was able to come to the program and see him off the drugs. So that made him really happy. So now he's back with his family. So his family can go over there and see him. I got his haircut. I did some other things to him too. Pop had all this stuff going.
How did he look once he got the haircut?
Man, I wish I could have showed y'all the video. Pop went there looking like Roscoe came out of there. Look, man, he had his own cut all that stuff out his beard. Man, he looked so clean and sharp. And he had a little swag out. I said, okay, Pop, I see how you walking with it. Because I knew the barber down the street, he always helped me. He always look out for me.
Yeah.
And I told him I had somebody I was going to bring to him. He had number smiles in the chat. Turn around, you see number T. So that was one of the hardest ones because he's been there. He was what you call a chronically homeless, that he just didn't care. He didn't give in to nobody. But it took me. Everybody is different. Maybe he saw something in me. But I was truthful the whole time, and I got him linked up with his brother. And not only that, I still go over there and see him. So it's like not just getting him in the program, but I still follow up with him.
That's all right, man. You got a great spirit, home. Congratulations.
Hey, but look, though,
I love it, man.
I ain't tell you about this, though. When they get housed, man, we go over there and watch the game. I go, man, you gonna invite me over to watch the NBA game? They be wanting to cook you food, and I got one dude want to cook me oxtails. I was like, I don't know about that, man. I just gonna buy some. I mean, they be wanting to fix you stuff, man. And
they humanize you at that point. You're one of us. We recognize you because you did not dehumanize us. You embraced us, And that's a beautiful thing, man. That's like a beautiful thing. And I'm listening to you, and you kind of making me. I'm not gonna say feel bad. Like damn, I'm happy that you doing it, cause I ain't. Hey, shout out to Boston George, man. That's Boston George. We need people like you. Oh God, that's bad. So and I don't mean that in a derogatory manner. And I hope don't nobody take it like that. Cause some of y'all be commenting and calling me with, man, that was kind of messed up what you said, man. What did I say? You took it wrong.
Yeah.
Like you were a Hurricane Harvey hero.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, man. Recognized by the mayor. That's pretty dope right there. Tell us about it.
Yeah, that was the water was really bad. This guy was in the back by the Buffalo Bayou, and we got a call. It was a lot going on downtown. It was flooded everywhere. But we got this call, and he was right by the station, so we all took our ATVs, and everybody, the sheriff, we all went back to save this guy. And some people just didn't want to get in that water, and I understand. I mean, that water was. I mean, we had a uniform on, and all that, and that's cool. That ain't. You don't have to. If it's another way of getting them out of there, we always using our head. I just said, man, forget it, man. I'm just gonna jump in there. I took my stuff out, and I was able to kind of get him to. Got him jumped in, and then once he swam down a little bit, I was able to grab him and pull him out. I mean, yeah, the water was. I had to get a whole tetanus shot. Had to go to the hospital. They had to give me a shot and all that. But most important thing is, and that was somebody I knew too, one of my homeless partners, and the best thing is, man, he got saved. I was saved. We was out that water. I mean, it was a great testimony. And
it's a great testimony. I'm sitting there thinking, yep, you might have been in trouble. Yep. Lonnie, you the one got the man? Lonnie, you the one got the man? Man, what was in the water, man?
It was bugs. It was everything. It wasn't that. That's the Buffalo Bayou. So you got alligator guards in there. I mean, you got all types of stuff in that bayou. Yeah, it's just
Travis, you the one in there and got him? Can you swim, Travis? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When I went to the Navy, they said whoever can swim, get on this side. Whoever can't, get on this side. All the black people got on the side that couldn't swim. I was like, me and this other dude from Milwaukee was the only two that could swim. I'm like, man, why is y'all niggas in the Navy? Y'all can't, none of y'all swim. Like, nobody can swim. That just tripped me out. And then the guy was like, one of the guys was like, I just didn't think black people had pools in the hood, as you guys call it. I'm like, man, I would just go to Tuffley Park and Finnegan Park all day. We can swim. Right. I could not believe how many people couldn't swim. That just blew me away. And then in there, you got to dive from, jump off from what they call is like the top of the flight deck. So it's pretty high up. And I've seen some people get up there and just have nervous breakdowns. But then you got a SEAL team that's there while you in there, or several SEALs and other guys. They're not going to let you walk back down.
Oh, wow, you got to do that.
Yeah, you got to jump off there. Yeah, once you climb up there, you got to jump off. It ain't no walking back down. You ain't walking back down.
Wow.
I had one guy from Milwaukee. His name was James. I can't think of his first name, James, man. They pushed him in. He grabbed him and was holding on to him and damn near drowned him. They was punching him. Because you have on some what's called dungarees, his pants. So you jump off of there. You got to jump off. Once you get in the water, it's like 25 feet. You got to take your pants off, tie them up, and float on. He wasn't trying to.
You wasn't trying to do that.
Now,
y'all better come in with me.
Oh man, they started punching him. His nose was bleeding and everything. Okay. Anyway, yeah, that was one of those things, man. So I just had a flashback. That is too funny, man. So how long did you stay on patrol?
Man, like what, 3 years?
3 years?
Yeah.
What's the scariest part about being a police officer?
Well, you just never know when you're on patrol. You never know what the call can be. You'll think it's this call, it'll be something totally different. So you just never know what you gonna run into. I mean, it can be a loud noise call and you get there, it's a shooting. Uh,
Have you ever
it
had to
just
discharge your weapon?
no, no, no. Thank
Okay,
God, I
good.
just was able to utilize my mouth. I never had a situation like that.
Well, good,
Yeah,
good. I like to hear that. We don't want you killing nobody. We don't want nobody shooting at you, brother. So yeah, man.
them homeless out there though, they ain't gonna shoot. Man, they ain't gonna let nobody. Nobody's. I'm telling you, they don't let nobody
That's how
mess
you
with.
roll. You roll with the
Man,
homeless. They ain't letting nothing happen
I'll
to you.
be in those camps. Man, they just I don't know. They just look out for me, man. It's just something. The passion.
Yeah,
They know
nah,
you care and
I can sit here and tell you real with it. You ain't
man.
faking whatsoever, man. It's like your heart smiles just thinking about
Yeah.
when you help somebody. So that's a beautiful thing, man. Like that's crazy. How do you, I mean, obviously, Lonnie gave me a crazy question, which it ain't crazy, but he just said, how do you think you've been able to help your community as a police officer? And obviously, your homeless initiative and the things you do with the homeless to me answers that question. But how many of you are there in your department?
Six. It's six in the unit.
Okay, six
in
in
our
y'all
unit.
unit.
But in the mental health division of a whole, we have different units under that umbrella, that one umbrella, and we're just one of those units.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
We just got approved for our Medicaid THMP, so we're gonna mainly be dealing with mental illness. Um, my, I have some uncles and some of the older guys. They call it weakness, and I've been trying to. How do I say that? I'm trying to. I a big part of me used to agree with them. Now I'm starting to look and see this is a real situation because I've started to encounter and experience things with some people that we deal with, and I'm like, okay, no, this is not just a weakness. This is not a weakness. This is, really a mental illness, and your mind can play tricks on you at times.
Yep.
And everybody can't handle certain things. I marvel at our ancestors to be able to go through and endure slavery. Because I don't think I'd have been doing that. And I ain't thinking nothing. I guess so until they. Okay. Pat, you was gonna pick that cat, man. I know you don't think so. See. So I'm working on my book. It's called The Power of Conditioning. I've been working on this book for like 18 months, man. And people don't realize how you can be conditioned to do certain things, good or bad, where you think it's just 100% normal, right? And so you said the guy had been homeless for 30 years. You have a lot of people. Now you have kids that are coming up and on the street.
Yeah.
They don't realize they're being conditioned to accept the lifestyle because it's normal.
Yeah.
Anything that gets normalized is acceptable.
Right.
And so I think that's the part that we got to be mindful about when we're dealing with homelessness, because you have, I was talking to one of the homeless guys, and he was like, I said, why are you here? What happened? He was actually a lawyer, real lawyer.
Yeah. I got stories.
And I'm like, well, why are you here? And he said, I just got tired of dealing with the bureaucracy. And I'm like, he said he didn't want to pay no bills. And I'm like, well, it blew me away. Like, it just blew me away. Like, this is a very intelligent person that I'm speaking with, graduated from college, and I'm just like, well, where are your parents at? Just what about you? And he came from a great family. Just so that was a mental illness he was dealing with, and I talked to this guy for like 2 or 3 months in a row. Matter of fact, while I was in halfway house, because I used to feed a dude, he hit me one time coming out, and I just gave him like $5 or something. I said, "You smoke?" I said, "Man, here, just because you can stop talking to me." He's like, "I'm not on drugs," and he said it in a way, and I said, "I apologize. I was wrong for saying that." I said I was wrong. He said it so sincerely to me until I apologized to him. Like I said, I was wrong for saying that. I said, "Man, here," and I think I ended up giving the dude $20, and I said, "Go get you something to eat, man."
Yeah.
And he came back. I guess he was out there waiting for me when I came out the next day, and he was like, "I bought me something to eat, man. Thank you." Then he bought me a taco. Like, like a week later, he was like, "Hey, I got you a taco. I noticed you come out here about 9 o'clock every morning. Here you go."
Oh wow.
And I was like, "Damn, do I want this taco or not?" And he looked at me, and I could tell the way he looked at me, like, "Oh, you too good to take the taco from me, right?" So I just sat there and just started eating the taco with him, and he was like, "I got it from right here, the little Mexican place that was right back there." I'm like, he's like, "What do you thought? I made it on the street or something?" I was like, "Nah." And I was like, "I ain't know where you got this from, man." Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm for real.
I ain't feel right just taking a taco from you, man.
Yeah.
What you trying to do to me?
Yeah.
But this guy turned out to be so intelligent, and I tell you something that's even crazier. He actually gave me some contacts of some people that I talk to right now.
Mm.
And they were like, well, how were you able to get through to him? And I'm like, I don't know. Because here is a guy that had a lot of people that loved and was concerned about him. So when you deal with that, how do you deal with that, man? Because obviously you in the fight. You really in the fight.
I just think I'm just built for it, man. I think I'm like a chosen person for that. Because every day I come to work, I'm excited to go see them. Like, I can have problems or situations of my own, but they bring it out of me when I go talk to them every single time. Mental health is really important and bad. It's like they really have to seek some type of help, assistance, and a lot of them don't want to. They don't want to take the medication. They just want to self-medicate, and a lot of times that's what can cause the disaster at the end. The self-medication with your mental illness, it just don't mix together. I had somebody not too long ago. He was on wet, wet, and so he's shooting the gun up in the air. And so I went to one of the camps the next day, and they said, "Hey, T-Good, you heard about that shooting over there on Wheeler?" I said, "That's my spot. What you mean?" I said, "Man, they had the caution tape over there. So after I left from here, I shoot over there, and they came to the car and said, 'What happened over here yesterday or last night?' Oh, everything was okay, T-Good. He was just on that wet, shooting the gun up in the air." He said the officers came and drew down on him, but we protected him. But everything was okay. Nobody got hurt. So you just have a lot of them that does that. And like I said, that guy had mental health issues, but he has a gun. And a lot of them do. And it's like,
damn, they got guns in the homeless camp?
Like, some of them got guns. They'll tell me. I don't see it and be like, "Oh, man, you got it." But they'll say, "Hey, Tigger, people be packing over here." I believe them. I'm not finna sit there and say, "Okay, man, whatever." Man, I ain't believe it when I see it. Nah, if they tell me something, I'm believing them.
Right.
Now, I know that ain't no mental health on that. I was like, "Which one? What 10?" Like, hey, hold on, I might do. Hey, let's go talk on that side over there.
Wow.
Nah, but they let you know.
This is a problem not just in Houston, but it's all over the country. I was shocked. We were in Hawaii, and I've seen it. I've seen the one in L.A. I've been to Portland. I'm trying to think where else.
Seattle, L.A., San Francisco.
Yeah, I haven't been to southern areas, but
it's L.A. on the beach. They got camps on the beach.
Wow.
In L.A. So, yeah, homelessness is. I can tell you, Houston they're doing great. What we're doing great with the homeless situation, the decommissioning and put them in housing, getting them off the streets, just doing a spectacular job with that. So a lot of people, they model Houston. Like, you have a lot of different cities that come here, or they're trying to figure out how can we do that? How can we implement that into our program, or up in Dallas or Longview? We have people all the time coming, and they want to know how we do it with the homeless outreach. They want to model, like, we do homeless IDs. Mm-hmm. So it's if you don't have identification, we know how to make you one. So you can have something if you're trying to get in some type of service, they need an ID. Mm-hmm. And so we come in, we know how to make what we call a hot ID to get them help in those services.
And you guys make it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a lot of things we do, and because they can use that and get their Texas ID from the DMV as well, so they can use that.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's heavy.
Hey, listen, man. I know how I just thought. Don't do it, cause y'all know I'm a crook first. I say that all the time. It is what it is. I'm reformed. I just thought about something. I know one particular person. Don't do it. I'm telling you, man. Don't do it. Don't be saying Officer TheraGood gave you some game. No, he's telling you how to help the homeless. I have a couple of faithful listeners that be like, hey, man, I seen this. I heard. I'm like, no, that's not what the man was saying. Help the homeless, not you. Don't do that. Y'all know what I'm talking to. So I had to really make that point across. Yeah, so. Oh, God. Tyrone, I wasn't even talking about you, but, yep, I know you are definitely one of them. Don't do it, man. Ty, no, don't go down there, play homeless, and get no ID to go get another ID. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. I'm telling y'all now, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't just, don't do it. Man, we're gonna wrap up, man. Anything you like to speak? How can other people get involved with helping you guys? How can we get involved with that? If somebody wants to get involved with helping.
So that's what TheraGood Deeds came into play. Okay. So when I was working with homeless for that 1 or 2 years, I wanted to start a youth outreach team that can give back. And so I knew a lot of kids that, they care a lot about themselves and not others. Mm-hmm. Asking mom to buy all types of expensive clothes and shoes, and you got the same person that's homeless outside your age that don't have nothing, don't have no shoes on their feet, or they got 2 left shoes on. And so I wanted them my team to experience that. So we was hosting all types of homeless events. We'll feed, go to the nursing homes, give Valentine cards. They'll make cards to the residents in nursing homes. So every month we did something. I hosted Real Talk with Youth, where it was a whole bunch of kids. We gave away backpack supplies and schools and school bags. We did food. So every month we was doing something with the kids, outreach, just to show them that it's better to give than to receive.
That's all right, man.
And we're going on 10 years on that, so in July.
Congratulations. Keep up the good work, homie. It's always good to have somebody like you to say, man.
Appreciate
love, man. How can they reach you, man? How can people reach you if they want to get involved and help in any type of way, man? Give us your Instagram and everything to reach you with.
So Instagram is at Sheldon TheraGood. That's SheldonTheragood. Same thing for Facebook. TheraGoodDeeds.com is the website if you want to get involved, if you want to be part of, if you got a son or daughter want to volunteer, you can put the contact information on there, or you can email us at TheraGoodDeeds@gmail.com.
Okay, appreciate you.
The event. So yeah, a big event coming up. My birthday, I'm doing a street outreach festival for the homeless, and so that's a big deal. I just got off the TV screen trying to promote my event.
Okay.
It's gonna be a big deal. The thing about that is just not we have live performances, we have music, we have a lot of things going on, but we have street outreach teams, mm-hmm. and we have a lot of resources for that homeless person that might just say, you know what, I want to get off the streets today. And so we're giving them that opportunity to get some help.
Okay, well, good. Let me ask you one last question before we wrap this up. And I've been meaning to ask you this the whole time. What can you do for people that just don't want to get off the street?
You keep your door open. Keep your door open. Keep trying. Eventually, when they see their friends or somebody they love around there get off the street, get the help, talk about, because it's happened before. Mm-hmm. Talk about all the great things that's happening when they got their ID, they got a phone, they got this, their stand somewhere. The message get around, and I guarantee you, I'll probably end up getting a phone call from that person saying they want to get the help.
That's all right.
The event is June 3rd. It's going to be at 3307 Austin Street from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay. Is that the same day as Brother Derek Muhammad event, huh? So we okay. So yo.
You from 10 to 3, right?
10 to 2.
10 to 2.
Yeah.
His is, it starts at
okay.
It starts at 10.
Sure, remind me. Let's try to make both of them. Okay.
All right.
Well, man, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Ty, the rest of y'all, right, we know we got it. No go. Help the homeless, man. Y'all got the man. Contact info, man. Make sure you hit him up. And if you guys want to get involved in any type of way, they can use all the help that they can get. Preferably, we'll be able to make that event at least an hour or so of it. And man, thank you for all that you do, man. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
So,
Appreciate you for having me.
all love. Hey, thank y'all for tuning into the Cole and Dre podcast. I'm Cole, Dre on set, and we out. Peace.
Hey. Hey, man, what time it is, man? Hey. Relentless. Hey. Hey. Relentless. Hey. 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 Hey, Cole. Boss straight. 2 mother, watch them out. No count. All facts like what you talking about. Boy, listen and pay attention to what we talking about. We can show you how to make 100,000 in the drop.